Good afternoon to all YouTubers. How you guys doing? This is good old Grandmaster Evan here, and you're watching the Anonymous Liberty Media, brought to you by the Worldwide Resistance Network, also known as TWRN. This coming week, President Trump will be meeting with gaming executives, and now I want to start an area here first. I remember growing up. I remember in the early '80s, and I played Atari, and one of my favorite games was Pac-Man, Donkey Kong, Pole Position. But that was on someone else's console. My folks got me this little. This was before like Atari and before Nintendo and before Sega. I remember playing in this little thing where you just hook up to your TV, and you had this switch where you choose what game you want to play, ping pong or racing or skeet shooting or something of that sort. And this came out from the late either the mid or the late 1970s. It was very popular. It was a system that you played for fun. I mean, it wasn't as popular as Atari, Nintendo, Sega, Xbox, PlayStation. I mean, it was a system that at the time you would spend about $125 on this whole thing. At the time, it was the most expensive gaming system ever at the time. It didn't have any name. It was just like where you, but it was fun to play as a kid. You know, I had fun, and after a while I got tired of it, and then I went to something else like ColecoVision. ColecoVision was like a company that was competing with Atari. And you had football, you had poker, you had different games on the system, but it was still entertaining. It was still fun, and nobody acted out. Period. And I mean, now you can play games on your whatever. Now you can play games on your phone. You can play Mortal Kombat. You can play Call of Duty games. I mean, just little splinter games for your little phone here. I mean, you can play like Bejeweled and whatnot. I mean, just games you can play on your phone these days, and it's beginning to be more popular than the console in a way, a little bit, just a little bit. And I had fun. And then here comes the Nintendo Entertainment System. Mario Brothers, Tetris, Contra. You played Contra on the system, and you could play Kung Fu. You could play baseball. I mean, sporting games, racing games, and Contra was the Call of Duty before Call of Duty. It was the Battlefield before Battlefield. Contra was the game you played on the Nintendo and Sega systems. I mean, these were before Battlefield, Medal of Honor, and even Call of Duty. These are the games that really was a hype at the time. It was a one-person or two-person shooting game. There was no multiplayer system. It was a system, a game that you played back in the day. There weren't no discs. It was a cartridge. You just slid in, shoot, close the door, hit the play button, and you had games like Mario Brothers, Tetris, and Contra, and you played Kung Fu. I mean, these were games that were pretty badass at the time. You played Battletoads, Mighty Bomb Jack, and when the second system came in, it was like a rival to Nintendo. Nobody acted out. You just played for fun. You were there. And then throughout the '90s, you had games like Mortal Kombat that came out. You had Street Fighter, and you had, I mean, still had some shooting games, but nobody acted out. You just had fun. You're with your friends. You played, and gaming is where you socialize with people, socialize with your friends and shit. You either play or you watch. It was a social thing. Period. That was a social thing now. But when Mortal Kombat came out, there was a scene where if you were Sub-Zero and you used a certain technique on the controller thing, and you would grab the person's head and pull out their body, and at the end of the head is a spine. And that was the one thing that caused an uproar. Holy shit. The blood was red. Oh my god. The spine hanging through the head. Oh my god. But it was not as bad as it is. I mean, it's art. It's art. It's out of someone's creation idea here. But the thing is, later on, you had in the late '90s, you had Resident Evil, you had Grand Theft Auto, you still had Mortal Kombat, you still had shooting games, you still played Mario Brothers and Tetris and shit. I mean, you had even the little handheld devices where you played games and stuff. You still had shooting games. You also have racing games. At this time, Gran Turismo came in. Gran Turismo was a very popular game because you raced. You raced cars that you liked. You had your favorite car. There are hypocrites in politics who have no idea that never play these games. Period. Period. I remember in the early 2000s, Rockstar, the creator of GTA franchise, came out with Manhunt. Manhunt! Come on! This was a game you played, man. I mean, it was up there with Mortal Kombat. Okay? It was up there with Resident Evil, by the way, okay? It is a game. But the reason they banned it in most countries is that the killing method. The killing method. You know? I mean, you gotta think about it. Think about it. I mean, you got to think too. I mean, there was an incident where a kid, 12-year-old kid, and Jack Thompson looked at the case and he's thinking, "This is my chance of banning something." Yeah. But before all that, let's get down to the facts. Let's look at from '99 to last month. Okay, look at the weapons. Was there an AR-15? No. Columbine shooting. The Columbine shooting weapons used: handguns, MAC-10, sawed-off shotgun. 1966. What weapons were used? Handguns to shotguns, a rifle, and a knife. No AR-15. The reason? The guy had a tumor between the size of a golf ball and a baseball in his brain. Doesn't that tell you? Look it up, dumbass. And then you have what? The two attacks on Virginia Tech. Mostly handguns and a MAC-10. And a shotgun. No AR-15. Sandy Hook. No one died that day. Sorry. Then you look at the McDonald's. One AR-15. How many rounds? Who knows? Aurora shooting at the theater. AR-15. But he cannot blame the gun. The person that was using the gun was mentally fucked up in the head. There you go. That's factual number one there. Shooting in Columbine. Both shooters were mentally fucked up. Understand this. Columbine, Aurora, Tucson, McDonald's shooting, Parkland, Virginia Tech, mentally fucked up individuals. But no, they want to blame the gun because it's a fucking tool. It can't walk on its own and shoot itself. But right now we're dealing with gaming, violent games, which has no merit at all. Period. To be honest. And also you also want to blame the weak parents who tell their kids, "Jimmy and Susie, you're special," which is a lie. You ain't special, Jimmy and Susie. Your parents are nuts and fruitcakes. Weak parents are the problem. Very weak parents are the problem. These are the parents that let their kids get away with murder, let their kids disrespect grandma and grandpa, and let their kids bully other kids because they're special, which really they're not because their parents are fucking nuts themselves. And then they let the kids complain and whine because their team finished second. Don't worry, kids. Here's a trophy, which they don't deserve. Stronger parents would slap their kids in the back of the head. Real parents, tough parents, would take their right foot and shove it so far up their kid's ass, their kid could actually smell the shit that they stepped in. It ain't about fucking video games. It's not about the fucking gun. It's about mental health issues, okay? Simple as that. Period. And half these parents who are weak ass parents, who are one of those parents that also blame video games. Johnny played GTA, and now he just shot up his dog. Where's the dog? Oh, there, look at over there, looking at his balls. I thought you said your kid would shot his dog. Well, you're lying. How you say your kid just shot up his dog when your dog will hear? Lady, how can you say your son shot up your dog when your dog over there is over there in the corner licking his balls? See, this the type of parents that want to just want to blame something. Want to blame something or some. These are parents that need a serious shock treatment.
You'll need to unlock your iPhone first. Which shop?
Wow, sir, you're fucking nuts. But even the media don't want to talk about it. They want to blame the gun, blame this and that. How about look at the study of mental health? Mental health, people. Look at mental health. Stop blaming the gun. Stop blaming the AR-15. I mean, the shooter had mental issues. The shooter had a fucked up mind. He was mentally fucked up. So how about tell the governor don't sign the law? Because the law is fucking useless. It's fucking useless. And those parents that were at that forum, they're stupid. They want to blame somebody. They want to blame a gun. And also, the NRA is also a target for the last, 35 years and shit? Somebody gets shot. Oh, the NRA did. It's fault. Did NRA make Jimmy or Susie shoot up the school? Did the NRA make Uncle Ralph shoot up the McDonald's because they didn't give him his milkshake? Did the NRA make that kid in Aurora, Colorado, shoot up those people because he didn't get refunded for his ticket? No. These were mentally defective people, individuals, mentally defective, mentally fucked up, and they want to blame the gun. We gotta ban assault weapons. How about we ban retarded parents that let their kids get away with murder? How about we ban these parents that tell their kids, Jimmy and Susie, you're special, because the parents of Jimmy and Susie are stupid. The gaming industry is always the blame. Just like the AR-15. It's a fucking tool. Video games is entertainment. It's art. It's fun. Entertaining. Nobody shoots up the dog because the dog's in the corner licking his balls. Okay? Just because Jimmy and Susie's parents are blaming video games because Jimmy shot the dog when the dog's in the corner licking his nuts. It's a parent's problem. Also, the parents need to look into their kids' mental health. Mental health needs to be looked at, not video games, Mr. President. Mental health needs to be looked at. See, Mr. President, while you're going to be meeting gaming executives, Jimmy's and Susie's dog over here is will be in the corner licking his balls. Okay, maybe, Mr. President, when you get done meeting with the executives, maybe you could talk to Jimmy and Susie's parents about keeping their dog from licking their balls. Okay, I mean, gaming had nothing to do with the shootings and shit, dude. I mean, come on, wake the fuck up, Mr. President. Son, wake up. I want to give credit to David Hawk here. Have you ever played a video game? Your life? No, because you're too busy making a living. That's what you do. You're making a living. Have your kids ever played video games? No. No. They weren't allowed to. They couldn't drink. They couldn't do drugs. Hey, they live in a shooter's life. I'm Mr. P. "30 years of studying on video games. Results have proved time after time and time again. No proof of any shooting. All right? Mental health. Mental health is the problem. It's an issue. Look at it. Have these doctors look into the mental health. Stop blaming video games. Stop blaming the fucking guns. And have these weak parents have their kids checked for any mental malfunction. Stop blaming the guns. Stop blaming video games. The games are entertainment. It's fun. It's fun. Entertainment. There's an episode of Bullshit. Penn Teller had a show called Bullshit on Showtime. And they had an episode on guns, the gun issue. And there's a guy who was handing out flyers to try to get kids to steer away from violent video games. Okay, this fat guy, big head, ponytail, but one ugly fucking beard. The one difference is this fat fuck. Okay, this fat fuck had in his house guns. Oh, he loves his guns, but doesn't want kids to play violent video games. Think about that. This fat fuck handing out pamphlets and flyers to teenagers, trying to steer them away from violent video games. But this fat fuck had guns up his ass in his house. And in the corner, his dog is licking his balls. So who is the hypocrite now? Let's see. Politicians, the media, Jack Thompson, these weak-ass, pansy-ass parents who let their kid's dog in the corner licking his balls. These weak parents who says, Jimmy, you're special. Don't worry. We're proud of you. Proud of you for what? Well, Jimmy and Susie, your parents are fucking dumb. Your mom and dad were born under a fucking rock. Wow. Your grandparents are fucking dirt. Jimmy and Susie, you ain't special. You're like your parents. Fucking dumb. And you ain't special. And you don't get no trophy. Fuck you. Wow. The angry guy's mad. I'm not mad. I'm just trying to make a point. For 30 years, study proves it. No connection. Liberals are stupid. Media is retarded. Politicians too fucked up to look at the real results. There's no connection, kids. Look at Jimmy and Susie's parents. Don't they look goofy? They look like fucking tree trunks from hell. I mean, you have to realize this is just another way to start this propaganda crap over and over and over again. It will not stop until somebody gets smacked in the back of the fucking head. There's no proof at all. The president is meeting the executives of the gaming industry to do his usual shit. Threaten. But we all know the head of Take-Two, he ain't gonna flinch. He's for us, the gamers. I'm a parent myself. I have a 19-year-old son in college. He started to play Resident Evil at age 7. Played GTA 5 at age 9. Not 5. 3. He played Vice City, Liberty City. I gave him a PSP where he could play Vice City Stories, Liberty City Stories, Force PSP and shit. Resident Evil since 7 years old. He played GTA 3, Vice City, Liberty City. He plays 4 and 5. Yeah, he plays violent games, but my son has never acted it out. This is my testimony here. My son never acted out. Except he's a smartass, but he never acted out. He's never bullied anybody. He's never attacked anybody. He's a good kid. College guy now. Fuckers are fucking SJWs. Gotta whine and complain a bitch about fucking every goddamn thing. These millennials complain about every goddamn thing. If they ain't getting their way, I am being oppressed. Well, guess what? You're stupid. everybody has to complain about every fucking goddamn thing. The shooting last month. The motherfucker was mentally malfunctioned, okay? The gun is a fucking tool. That's all it is. Okay? Then you got the Broward County Sheriff who's a fucking pussy. His deputies are like him. Pussies. They want to blame the fucking gun. The gun's just lying there. It ain't moving. Unless someone picks up and uses it. The sheriff of Broward County is a fucking pussy. His deputies are fucking pussies. And now they're going after, again, video games. What did the shooter play? He's a gamer. Look at mental health, Mr. President. Look at mental health. Stop blaming video games. It's entertainment. Protected free speech under the First Amendment. Think about it. There's been studies. 30 years. 30 years. Results? No proof. No connection. At all. Not at all. It's like the McCarthy era. Comic books. Oh, we gotta blame comic books for the communist try to brainwash your kids back in the day. Oh no. Comic books is art. Okay, it's art. It is that generation's video game shit, okay? Comic books and now video games. It's art, god damn it. It's protected free speech, motherfuckers. That's all it is. Protected free speech. But back in the day, Joe McCarthy, he had this shit about there's communism in America. American people, citizens, there are citizens that are devout communists. Really, you fucking slap nut. Oh, really there are. Oh no. What do you think, don't you know? If you're in the movie business, you're blacklisted. If you're caught being a communist and shit. How come they didn't check DC? They didn't check Congress or Senate, or maybe the president is a hidden communist back in the day. Oh no, you cannot blame the president for being a communist. Don't you know? Oh no. Back then, there was people being brainwashed too, as there are today. They gotta blame something. Every time there's a fucking shooting, oh no, I gotta blame video games. Fuck that shit. By the time you continually blame video games, Jimmy and Susie's dog is still in the corner licking his balls. Case closed. I mean, what's going to happen next week in the meeting? I don't know. You got these motherfuckers who think the only way to curb this shit is to ban games. Because we feel that the only way to cure the shootings is we gotta ban gaming. Suck my dick. You ain't gonna ban gaming, motherfucker. Keep it up, and I'll have Susie and Jimmy's dog skull fuck you. Simple enough. There's absolutely no connection, period. I mean, you gotta think about this one, okay? Somebody with common sense would tell you. No connection. Somebody who's fucking stupid. The shooter played video games and he had a gun, so we need, and he killed 17 people, so we need to ban guns and also ban some games. Suck my dick, you stupid bastard. Grow a fucking pair and shut the fuck up. Come on. This is just fucking stupid, man. What the fuck? Well, gaming had nothing to do with it. Look at mental health. Dumb fuck. Again, Google the shooting in 1966 at the UT campus. Okay? A guy named Whitman took a knife, killed his mom and his wife with a knife. Okay? He went to the campus of the University of Texas, went up in that tower, and he killed 18 people, including an unborn child. After he was gunned down, they did an autopsy on the guy. Okay? His skull, his brain had a tumor size between of a golf ball and a fucking baseball. And it was bad. He had 2 shotguns, a couple handguns, and a rifle. And he killed 18 people that day in 66. 52 years ago. 52 years ago. This happened. But no, we cannot go back that time. Yes, you can. This was a recorded first ever mass shooting on a school campus. Period. I've played games my whole life. I've never acted out. Never acted out. My son plays video games. He's never acted out. Never. Never. Ever. Period. Because at this point, you have to have some fucking common sense here. But no, you got these little bastards from this drama class. We need the politicians to pass more gun laws, or we ain't going back to class. It took this little motherfucker to say this shit. I ain't going back to class until something's done. The one senator made a good point. When did kids make the laws? When did the kids make the laws? These are 17, 18-year-old kids who don't know shit about laws. They assume because I want TV. No. Well, yeah, you're on TV, but you were a couple of liberals. You were a mouthpiece for a couple of liberal senators. One of them running for re-election. Those two were using you 5 fuckers. Okay? You were their mouthpiece. You were their propaganda tools to ban assault weapons, ban the bum stock. The bum stock is just a shoulder piece for the gun. That's all it is. That's all it is. The bump stock is just part of a gun that's for the shoulder. Just part of a rifle and shit. Don't mean crap. I mean, the shoulder piece. It's nothing special. You know, I mean, and then you got these little fuckers who, because of what happened, they get to ditch school. If that was my kid, I would have stick my foot so far off his ass. I'd be throwing the shit that I just stepped in. They are enjoying their fame. They got this fake movement going on, and they say, well, our movement's going to outlast the NRA. Really? Do you know how long the NRA has been around? They've been around for a very long time, and they ain't going nowhere. They ain't going nowhere. So your little movement may last a little bit longer, but here's the thing. The NRA is going to be around for another long time. They're going to be around for a very long time. And then you got this little cunt who tried to flip the script on Dana Loesch, who owned the media, owned these little fuckers with the NRA ad, telling the truth. But this little cunt tried to pull the same shit on Dana Loesch. But I will tell you what, later on, this would blow up in their fucking face. To be honest. So these students, yeah, they survived. Okay, yeah, they survived. Pretty much, yeah, I agree. They survived. But here's the thing: the NRA is bigger, and these kids very know little. And this little cunt's script flipping is blowing up in her face. Oh yeah. Blowing up in their face. Sorry. I'm a dad. I know my shit. I know bullshit when I see it. When I smell it. This little cunt couldn't flip a mattress over for herself to be flat backing for somebody. Just kidding. This girl had, I mean, nice try. Couldn't flip a burger if her life depended on it. The words Dana Loesch said, each word was like a kick in the nuts. To a gun grabber. It's time to tell these kids, look, you ain't the ones that's making the laws, okay? No senator, no congressperson is going to bow down to your fucking ass. Because you say so. You think you stood there acting tough talking to a senator, you have another thing coming. Because you went on the Bill Maher show and cussed, don't make you a tough guy. Makes you very arrogant. because you're on TV. I'll tell you what, if you're my kid, I would pull you from your little fun. I will take a boot to your ass until you get back to class. See, my son wouldn't do that. My son wouldn't pull this fucking shit because he has better shit to do. Like go to school, get a education, get a life. He wouldn't start this fucking movement because this movement is just a propaganda for the Democratic Party. He wants to grab the guns from legal owning gun owners. Instead of, how about you look at mental health and take away guns from gang members and criminals and drug dealers who are armed very much. Don't even attempt to look at the legal gun owner because that's just a bad thing to do. And now we got the president meeting with gaming executives. Holy fucking shit. My son would laugh at you fuckers. He would laugh at your little movement. My son would be laughing at your little movement here. See, you went to Ellen's program. You went to the Bill Maher program. You went on CNN, MSNBC. Having your little fun, free time, because you haven't been in school in a while. Because kids, you need to go back. Because your little movement needs to come to an end here, man. I won't say BS to your movement. I'll say bullshit to your movement. Because they own you. Those politicians, they own you now. Because even their masters own them. The real masters of this. The real owners. The real masters. They own you too. You're their little mouthpiece. You're the little pawn on their little chessboard. You have no idea what you're getting yourself into at 17, 18 years of age. Doing this little fake movement, this little fake fun here, because all you're doing is a mouthpiece for these elite Democrats who are in their office at home, sucking themselves while, because your movement, because your little movement is their movement. You're talking peace, they're talking peace. Because you're doing exactly what they want you to do. Because they got you lived up pretty good. And by the end of the day, by the end of your movement, your back's going to get really sticky. And you know what I'm talking about. Politically, what I'm talking about. You have no idea what you're getting yourself into. Your best bet, shut the fuck up and go back to school. Because right now, your movement is fucking dead. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this is good old Grandmaster Robin. Again, this is good old Grandmaster Robin signing off. And if you're new to this channel, please leave a like, subscribe, and comment below. And please share this video. And you just watched the Anonymous Liberty Media, brought to you by the Worldwide Resistance Network, also known as TWWRN. Remember, knowledge is free. If you don't like it, go fuck yourself. Peace out. Reverend out.